Hey guys, real estate is appreciating like mad in many parts of the country these days, and there are many reasons for that. But today, we're going to take a deep dive into the red hot Phoenix housing market to see what's going on there. I think it's a great case study for what is also happening in many parts of the country today. If you understand what's happening in Phoenix, you'll probably get a good grasp of what's happening in your area as well. Besides having some of the hottest weather in the US, it is also one of the hottest real estate markets in the country. But before I begin, in a nutshell, this channel is about giving you guys out there the real distilled info about creating wealth and a better financial future for yourselves. I always say better finance, better life. If I can contribute the tiniest value out there for you guys on your journey to a better financial life, where you have a life full of options and freedom, then I consider my job well done. If this interests you, please like and subscribe to my channel to help me out with the YouTube algorithm. So Phoenix housing out there is on fire these days, which is quite different than when I bought there a long time ago. I bought a fourplex in Phoenix 16 years ago in 2005, and I have to tell you, that investment sucked. There's no way to sugarcoat that one. Many of you recall the 2008 financial crisis, and my property went down the drain just like everybody else's. Owning that thing felt like I got on a boat headed to uncharted waters. In the beginning, you're wondering what is that awful feeling that's growing in your stomach. And you realize that once you're on this boat, there's no going back and there's no getting off. Once you're on, you're definitely on. And I have to tell you, it was an utterly painful experience, but also a great learning lesson. I paid $270K for that sucker, and it plummeted to its lowest level to about 120. It was the kind of experience where you just throw up your hands and say, it is what it is. Finding out how much value I lost is kind of like looking at a car crash on the highway. You don't want to see the gory scene, but somehow you take a peek, and when you do, you wince and try to move on as quickly as possible. I never thought things can go down that far, but they can, let me tell you. But the good news is, Phoenix has come back and I managed to hold on to that property during those rough seas. To my amazement, what turned out to be the crappiest investment actually turned out to be a good one. They say time heals all things in real estate, and that one took 16 long years, but now it's doing fine. But getting back to the current housing market there, it's a phoenix rising out of the ashes. Pun intended, of course. Phoenix is going through a rebirth of huge proportions, just like other areas in this country. So if you're thinking of moving to Phoenix or thinking of buying a house there and want to know the secrets of what's driving that housing market, keep on watching. So what makes Phoenix so hot right now? Well, I'm going to go wide first and give you the 30,000 foot level view. Then I'm going to narrow it down to the economic drivers of that area, and then finally give you a current picture of the housing market there, which I'm sure you'll be shocked by. So stay tuned for that near the end. As I mentioned in my other videos, there's a huge demographic shift happening right now in America that is affecting real estate prices. If you guys are curious on what really affects housing prices, check out my other video on the secrets to the top real estate markets where I discuss this. I also did a deeper dive in a couple other cities and areas that are poised for growth in the future. But getting back to it, John Burns, who wrote the amazing book Big Shifts Ahead, on which I mentioned before many times, calls this the Great American Move. Currently in America, there's a massive amount of people moving to specific parts of the country in the hopes of fulfilling their American dream. You see here, many people from coastal cities marked in red on both East and West Coast are moving out of their expensive areas to these green areas with a lower cost of living and better quality of life. You might be asking yourself, why is this great move happening? In a nutshell, young, hardworking people are moving to places like Phoenix, Arizona, Texas, and Florida, looking for greater job opportunities and lower costs of living in terms of housing. Also, in these expensive coastal areas, you have many citizens' net worth tied to their houses that they bought a long time ago. You have current older homeowners in these expensive areas selling their houses to move to cheaper places. These new growing cities are usually very business friendly, have abundant employment, and lower housing prices. People and businesses will always move to areas where there's less red tape, a better quality of life, and where their money can go farther. And Phoenix is a prime example of that. But also, look no further than Elon Musk moving from California to Texas, where it is more business and tax friendly. It's just a sign of the times. If you think about it, it's really hard for that first-time home buyer or that millennial trying to make it in an expensive coastal city where houses can go for $500K and up. It just makes sense that people are moving to these new promised lands where job and business opportunities are abundant. And Phoenix is one of those places right on the path of this great American move. Per John Burns, Phoenix continues to be an in-migration anchor of the Southwest and one of the greatest housing markets today. With that said, let's take a look at the economic engine that's driving the housing market in Phoenix. Per the Arizona governor, Arizona has become a jobs magnet. Not only are jobs booming, wages are rising faster at one of the fastest rates in the country. Our recovery is moving forward, and there is more opportunity before us than ever before. You have recent major job announcements, including Taiwan Semiconductor's manufacturing company's massive plant in North Phoenix, and also Intel's expansion in Chandler as examples of businesses fueling the growth. And the future prospect of future job creation is going to even get rosier as technology jobs begin to accelerate. Whenever I hear of tech jobs flourishing in the area, I immediately think that there are going to be great salaries for all their employees. Those great salaries that people are earning in Phoenix directly affects the housing market there. Higher wages equals higher capacity to pay higher rents and mortgage payments, which makes housing go up and up. When it comes down to it, successful businesses that offer great paying jobs attract many people from all parts of the US searching for prosperity. Again, per John Burns' research, Phoenix is a job magnet. The region's growth has barely paused during the pandemic, with 79,000 new jobs in August. Many of those jobs are coming from businesses either exiting high-cost states or targeting Phoenix for their expansions, especially in industries like e-commerce, logistics, and manufacturing. We see direct evidence of this as Arizona's job growth will outpace the nation in the next decade. And from the CEO of Arizona's Commerce Authority, today's projections show Arizona is going to continue to lead the nation as a destination for employment and advanced industries. What this means is more jobs for Arizona residents and more opportunity throughout our economy. In short, we have a booming economy in Phoenix, which is a magnet for hungry, hardworking Americans, and that is one of the main reasons that's driving the housing market. If you look at the last few years from 2010 to 2019, Phoenix grew by an average of 200 people per day. Growing by 200 people per day is an amazing influx of people. Phoenix has been one of the country's fastest growing cities for years, and it's expected to double by 2040, currently from the 1.7 million size right now. And things don't seem to be slowing down, since Maricopa County, the main county of Phoenix, is the fastest growing county in the US per this 2021 update. So you might be asking yourself, how does all this affect the housing there? And is it still a good time to buy a house now in Phoenix? Let's take a look at their housing market right now. Currently, Phoenix is the #1 city in the nation for year-over-year price increases. It appreciated an amazing 20%, which is unreal. Currently, the average house price is hovering around $493K, and the median price is $375K. A panel of Zillow economists and real estate experts expect Phoenix to be the second hottest housing market in 2021. To get a better understanding of what's going on there, I talked to my go-to realtor at the time, and he gave me this snapshot of the market. In blue, you see a 60% drop in active listings. Solds in green shot up like a rocket to 33%. You see price per square foot increase 31%. Yeah, things are getting more expensive. In red, you see months of supply down to an unreal 70%, where they only have 15 days of inventory on the market. You see here the median days down to 18 days on the market, which states the amount of days a house is on the market before it goes into contract. For those out there, the 15 days of inventory is the surrealist number I've seen, and I come from San Francisco, which is already an insane market. Looking at the numbers a different way, you can see here again that the price per square foot is rising. And in this chart in blue, the amount of inventory for the Phoenix area is descending to only 15 days. Phoenix's historical inventory is usually 180 days, 6 months. So when you see the 15 days, it's really quite extreme. All these data points reflect a market that is so white hot that my realtor said that once owners do sell, they usually move to another state. So is it a good time to buy? Probably not from a financial perspective, but buying a house for your family encompasses more considerations than financial. Every person and family's housing situation is different. Overall, if you're thinking of moving there or thinking of buying there, the future job prospects and opportunities will be tremendous. With great long-term fundamentals, Phoenix has a bright future, and housing will most likely continue to go up. Sure, you'll have your real estate cycles where prices go up and then prices go down. But if you're thinking of buying there for the long term, Phoenix has got the right ingredients to make your investment worthwhile. The Great American Move, tremendous job opportunities, lower costs of living compared to coastal cities, and a huge influx of people point to Phoenix having a very bright future. I hope this video helps in your decision making. If you like this video, please check out my other videos where I discuss the secrets to the top real estate markets and also discuss a couple other cities that are on the path of this great American move where those real estate markets are going to go to the upside. And I'll see you on the next one.